So please do not neglect symptoms which can be a cancer in child. There's a myth that children can never have cancers, but I want to tell them that in India, about 40,000, 50,000 children every year are diagnosed with cancer every year. Celebrating this day on the occasion of the International Childhood Cancer Day. Children who have been champions or beaten childhood cancer, we have many of them here. So we are celebrating them. These are the superheroes.
ಎಲ್ರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. ಫೋನಲ್ಲಿ ಭಾಳ ಬ್ಯುಸಿ ಕೆಲಸ ನೀವು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತೀರಾ, ನಾನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾಯಿದ್ದೆ. ಹಿಂಗೆ ಯೂಟ್ಯೂಬಲ್ಲೇನೋ ವಿಡಿಯೋ ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೆ. ಅದ್ರ ಮುಂಚೆ ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು ಆ್ಯಡ್ ಅಂತ ಬಂತು, ಮಗುಗೆ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ಸರ್ ಇದೆ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅಂತ. ಈ ವಿಡಿಯೋ ನೋಡಿದಾಗ ನಂಗೆ ಫಸ್ಟು ಬೇಜಾರಾಯಿತು, ಪುಟಾಣಿ ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೆಲ್ಲ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ಸರಾ ಅಂತ. ಎರಡನೇದು ನಂಗೆ ಅನ್ನಿಸ್ತು, ವಿಡಿಯೋನ ನೋಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಲಿಂಕೆಲ್ಲ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರ್ತಾರೆ, ಹಣನ ಡೊನೇಟು ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂತ. ಬಟ್ ಎಲ್ಲಿವರೆಗೂ ಬರೀ ಫೈನಾನ್ಷಿಯಲಿ ಅಥವಾ ಎಮೋಷ್ನಲಿ ಒಬ್ಬರು ನಾವು ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು, ರೆಸ್ಪಾನ್ಸಿಬಲಿ ಬೇರೆ ಥರ ನಾನು ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯನಾ ಅಂತ ನನಗೆ ನಾನು ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಕೇಳ್ಕೊಂಡೆ. ಹಾಗಿದ್ರೆ ನನಗೊಂದು ಇವೆಂಟ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಯಿತು. ಏನು, ಬೆಂಗಳೂರಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ವಾಕಥಾನ್, ಅದು ಏನು ಆ ಟ್ಯಾಗ್ ಲೈನು ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಕೇಳಕ್ಕೆ ಫುಲ್ ಖುಷಿ ಸುಸ್ತೊಡೆದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟೆ, ಸೂಪರ್ ಹೀರೋಸ್ ಕಮ್ ಇನ್ ಆಲ್ ಸೈಜಸ್ ಅಂತ. ಹೊರಟಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಆ ಇವೆಂಟಿಗೆ, ನನ್ನ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಬನ್ನಿ. ಸೊ ಹಿಯರ್ ಐ ಆಮ್ ಟು ಲರ್ನ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ಚೈಲ್ಡ್ಹುಡ್ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ಸರ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಒನ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಸ್ಟಾಲ್ವರ್ಟ್ of the medical fraternity who does a lot of bone marrow transplant and deals with a lot of blood disorder at Narayana. So ಈಗ ನನ್ನ ಹೋಪ್ ಏನಪ್ಪ ಅಂತಂದರೆ, ಪುಟಾಣಿ ಮಕ್ಕಳಿರೋ ಪೇರೆಂಟ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಈ ವಿಡಿಯೋ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಆದರೆ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಸಾಕು. ಸೊ ಬನ್ನಿ, ಲೆಟ್ಸ್ ಮೀಟ್ ಹಿಮ್. I was speaking about the man, and here is our Dr. Sunil Bhat. I know it doesn't look like a doctor. So what's up, doctor? Should I call you a hero? Like to the screen, you look like a hero in the OT as well.
OT, yeah, maybe in the hospital, but outside, yeah, we are not.
So my first question obviously would be, what is the message that you have to all the parents who are watching us right now so that kids can stay away from, cancer in their childhood?
So first of all, I just want to put a perspective of why we're here. So we are celebrating this day on the occasion of the International Childhood Cancer Day, which is on 15th of February. And this ICCD, which is it called, we basically want to, give the families and the children who are affected with cancer a message that we are with them. Second is that, we also want to emphasize that childhood cancer is highly curable. If we identify it early, treat it effectively and appropriately, most of the children can be cured. I'm using the word cure and not control. Can be cured forever. Now coming to your question, and that is of how do the parents look after these patients, and in other words, how can we prevent childhood cancer? See, childhood cancers in comparison to adult cancers are not lifestyle disorders. They are not due to alcohol, they are not due to cigarette smoking and bad habits.
That's right.
But in children, most of the cancers, and 95% of them, are random phenomena. It just comes, without a known reason. Only in 5% of the cases there may be a reason, which is mostly genetic, but that's a very small proportion. So in children, we can't prevent cancers, but what we can do is that we can be aware of it, and we can diagnose them early. And if we detect them early, diagnose them early, as I said earlier, we can cure most of them. So please do not neglect symptoms which can be a cancer in child, because I think all of us, some of us are parents, and also in the society, I think we still do not. There's a myth that children can never have cancers, but I want to tell them that in India, about 40,000, 50,000 children every year are diagnosed with cancer every year. It's a large number, and as we are conquering other illnesses like infections, these are becoming very, very prominent now. So be aware of it. Do not take the symptoms lightly.
So when you're talking about symptoms, doctor, could you help us understand symptoms to watch for?
A kid developing fever for a prolonged period of time without identifying a reason, if they're having bleeding from any place, if there are lumps and bumps on the body, if there is a swelling in the abdomen or the tummy, if there is headache and vomiting, especially in the early mornings without any reason, if you see eyes deviating or some what you call as white reflex in the eyes. So these can be some of the symptoms of cancer in children, and of course they need to be checked. I'm not saying that all of these symptoms the child has, they will have cancer invariably, but then these are the symptoms where we need to look out for and consult your physician.
So one message in terms of keeping these kids away from cancer, because like you already mentioned, these are all genetic. These are not lifestyle triggered illness in kids.
I think it's very important from very early of the childhood to have a very healthy lifestyle, which includes good outdoor activities, eating right food and avoiding junk, and a well-balanced, natural, household food.
Because I think mostly chocolates and
and junk food, and it might not be linked directly to the cancer in childhood, but of course it links to the cancer later in the life.
So I think quite informative actually. Now let's come to the t-shirt. Like superheroes come in all sizes.
As I said, one of the aims here today is to celebrate the lives of children who have been champions or beaten childhood cancer. We have many of them here. So we are celebrating them. These are the superheroes.
So working parents के लिए एक tip बता दीजिए, because मतलब ये tips सुन के they will probably be more cautious about keeping their kids away from cancer.
Because working parents is a challenge, because I think or what happens slowly is they spend less time to kids. I think your involvement in their upbringing is limited. A lot of screen time, a lot of sedentary lifestyle. I think some of these aspects, I think if we can educate and put some of these things in, take time for kids, take them outdoors, give them a lot of sunshine, make them play, and of course control the screen time and control what they eat.
All the best, doctor, and you're doing a wonderful job, and I hope to see more superheroes coming out in the world, and you are the reason for it.
Thank you very much. Pleasure.
So I think I have spent my day well, and of course ನನಗೂ nephews ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, niece ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ಪುಟಾಣಿ ಮಕ್ಕಳಿರೋ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಐ ಆಮ್ ಶೋರ್ ಅವ್ರುಗಳಿಗೆಲ್ಲ ಈ ಥರ ವಿಚಾರಗಳನ್ನು ನಾನು ತಲುಪಿಸ್ಬೋದು, ನಮ್ಮ ಲಿಸ್ನರ್ಸ್ಗಳಿಗೆ ಮ್ಯಾಟ್ರನ್ನು ತಿಳಿಸ್ಬೋದು. ಈ ವಿಡಿಯೋ ನಿಮಗೆ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಭಾವಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಸೊ ಮತ್ತೆ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ವ್ಲಾಗಲ್ಲಿ ಸಿಗೋಣ. ಇಂಟರ್ವ್ಯೂ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು, ಮ್ಯೂಸಿಕ್ ವಿಡಿಯೋಗಳನ್ನು ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು, ಅಥವಾ ಇದೇ ಥರ ಅವೇರ್ನೆಸ್ಸನ್ನು ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡೋ ವಿಡಿಯೋ ಕೂಡ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ನಾನೇನು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ನೀವೇನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಗೊತ್ತಲ್ಲ? ಲೈಕು, ಶೇರು, ಕಮೆಂಟು, ಸಬ್ಸ್ಕ್ರೈಬ್ ಅದು ಕೂಡ. ಸಿ ಯು.